amongst the religious Jews, I am the badass.
Of course.
He's got a tattoo, a
You had,
belly button ring.
You had what are those curls called on the side?
Payas.
Yours were bleach blonde.
And straightened just to prove the difference.
Doesn't matter, whatever. This type of food poisoning made me shit for 3 days.
Your whole hockey team watched the OC.
Yeah. Just boys being boys, baby.
Someone's trying to hack into my Netflix.
Jason, how are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah? You have a good week?
You know, whatever. It's
Listen,
a week.
I've been here for like an hour and you haven't said anything about my new haircut, and I'm a little bit miffed.
That's a haircut?
Yeah. I
Oh.
wanted to keep it long. I wanted to get rid of. It's one of the best haircuts I've ever gotten.
It looks good.
And because I want to get rid of the mullet in the back because it grows fast. I got Italian mullet hair, you know.
You got a beard going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna shave that next. But I just like.
If you're only listening, you better be watching because you're missing out.
Hey.
If you're only jerking off to Jason's voice, you should get on the video too.
Please don't. if you are jerking off, don't let me know about it.
You should do that.
I'm at the point in the beard growth and where the mustache like goes over the lip, and that's just too much now.
That's hard for me. That's my biggest thing is I try to trim and then I do an awful job and everything's uneven and then
that's why you gotta get a trimmer with like a setting that you like, and it just like makes everything even.
Also, now when I think I've even said this before, as your beard goes white, I find those hairs more coarse.
They're
angrier. They're
just an angry beard.
Yeah, they're like, why am I still here? And I don't know, they just cut differently.
When's the last time you got a haircut from a barber shop? Do you remember
I
those
go
days?
I go once a week just to feel normal. I put on a wig and they go, excuse me. I go, cut my hair.
Nice.
No, but it was a long time ago. And the last time I did, I remember being like, could you make me look as least bald as possible? And
yeah. He's like, dude.
Yeah. And I hated it because I don't miss it at all.
I've always hated the barbershop, man.
I don't miss it at all because you used to just have to stare at your reflection for an hour and a half. I don't know
just
why.
Look into your own soul.
I also don't know why my haircuts took so long when I had no hair. And I just have to stare at I hate it out. It made me so angry. And every time he was trying to do something, I'd always laugh because I'd be like, hey, they're going to cut and they'll be fine when they cut. But then when it comes to the styling part, you're going to see they have no idea what to do.
Don't fucking tell. First of all, I got to take a shower immediately as soon as I leave here because I got a million tiny hairs on my shoulders, my neck.
It's so funny, eh? When they say that, you're like, "Are you gonna go home and shower? Or are you gonna do the rest of the day?" I'm gonna itch the rest of the day
exactly.
through.
You just like it's a prison of my own design. What do you mean I'm gonna?
And in the ears, it's all like those
it's
tiny,
everywhere.
Looks like little ants marching in your ears.
This is maybe the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th barber I've ever been to in my life. I've been a pretty loyal. When I was a kid, I went to like the kids' barbershop. Then I went from the same first.
Which kids' ones did you go to?
It's called Mini Mud.
Oh,
it's
that's French.
in Laval. Yeah,
mine was called Hair Play.
Oh, that sounds like a kink. It sounds like a fetish.
Yeah,
it sounds like a guy in a diaper is like, yeah, I'm into hair play.
But at Hair Play, they had 2 types of chairs: the big boy chairs, which were like regular.
You're like one day.
No, opposite, because the kids' chairs were like cool race cars and stuff like that.
Okay.
So when I got
big boy chair, it's like when you start doing like it's the algebra of haircuts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got to sit in the boring one. I'm like, I don't want to sit. I have a personality. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a long time.
So yeah, I went to the kids one until I was like 7 or 8, and then I wanted to get a buzz cut, and the kids place was like, all right, we don't do that. We don't do that here.
We don't buzz over here.
We don't buzz.
Joining the army, get the hell out of here.
So I went to the same barber as my dad. He's like, this is the place. But I was like, my dad, like, I should have, like,
they're like,
is this
shitty
barber
giving you a warm shave? And you're like, I'm 7.
I've never liked the haircuts they gave me. And looking back, like, my dad's been like a balding man my whole life. What does he know what a good haircut is? Why did I listen to him?
It's just about the culture. He just like
it was one of those like Italian barbershops with the 2 fucking spinning poles in front of the place, and went there until I was 28. And every time I went to this fucking place, I had to finish the haircut at home. I had to just finish there was always like one thing that was uneven. I had to always finish the haircut at home. I always went back to the same place. Just never questioned it. Because how do you shop for a bar? You know what I mean? Like, how do you shop around? You got to wait 4 months between haircuts.
Do you tip when you have to finish the haircut at home?
I always, remember I've tried to work on this material on stage forever, but one time she cut me on the back of the neck and I tipped her extra because I felt bad about her making me bleed my blood. Sorry, you had to, I'm the worst part of your day.
Yeah.
And She was old, which is like the reason why I was nervous going into this new barber shop, because she was about the same age as my old barber.
Okay.
She's an old, like, she's, she started when she was 20. Now she's like 65 and her hands are shaking. It's
Right.
like I had to like time my haircut with when I thought she had eaten lunch, because if you went too early. If she hadn't eaten lunch, she had her blood sugar was too low, and she'd give you a shitty haircut. And if she had and she'd be cranky, And if you had gone right after lunch, she'd be sleepy. So you have to get this like perfect like timing in her day as to what to get it.
See, I used to go to my mother's barber. And, like my mother would go to like some coif, and then I go there, and there'd always be some young, good-looking woman washing my hair, and then some young prospect doing the washing, And you'd be like, oh, I hope those dip into my face a few times while they're getting the deep roots. Yeah, it was so much more fun. If it was like some old man, it would have been so annoying.
Yeah, I never had a man. Actually, no, I had one dude barber.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time I got a haircut
Giuseppe.
pre-pandemic. No, I never had. No, Giuseppe. There was a guy, I forget what his name is now, but he's the co-owner of the initial barbershop I went to, the Italian barber. But now it's a guy named Rocco who owns it, who only cuts women's hair.
Now, so he still does your hair then?
Hey, oh, hey.
Yeah, okay, cool. And by the way, welcome to episode 17. We've made it.
The illegal episode. We're not supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be at Oren's place.
There is some red zone going on.
We're in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. There's a red zone. We're supposed to be doing our own little family bubbles, but Oren is a member of the family.
Yeah, come on. And so we're here, and the world's weird, but we're okay. The president has AIDS, and Joe Biden has Ebola, and
but we're fine, baby.
But we're fine. So welcome.
Ebola. It sounds like a type of fancy hat. You have your Ebola on?
Yeah, make sure you have your Ebola.
Hey, this is a fancy affair. You got to put your Ebola on.
It's an Ebola.
Yeah.
And here we are. We've made it.
Also, my barber, the lady had a limp when I walked in. I don't know why that would affect her ability to give me a haircut, but I was like, this ain't good.
Well, I don't know. There's something about like maybe
stability.
Yeah, her stability.
Like
maybe.
She was walking like she had no knees. Like her knees were tight in like vice grips or something,
You can't walk away at that point. You can't just be like, I feel like I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm actually very busy right now and I can't get my hair cut.
Yeah.
I was always I always walked in to random in the later years.
Really? You just do a walk-in?
I would just do a random. I would like, here's a mall. I'll go in, see if they can cut my hair. I think the fact that is like if I got a bad haircut, it would be a good excuse of why my hair sucked. Because even though there was nothing they could do,
as opposed to genetics,
there was nothing they could do. No. I was well aware, and so I would go to a random place, and they'd always give me like the newbie. You'd always get the person who has no appointments.
Of course,
just like. And you always have to judge their style before they cut your hair. Like,
is that what you think?
Yeah, of course. If they're like,
it's like a tattoo artist.
Yeah, kind of thing.
But like a tattoo artist doesn't tattoo his own hair, and a barber doesn't tattoo his own hair. Doesn't tattoo his own body, and a barber does not cut his own hair.
Yeah, that's a good point. But they have a good taste in their hair. You know what I mean? If they have shitty hair, you'll be like, well, you don't know how to take care of that stuff.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know.
Lucky you. How you started this all with a show off? You're like, so Barber,
I got my haircut. You think that's a show off?
When's the last time you got your haircut, you piece of shit?
Yeah, okay, fine. That part maybe. But
when's
there's
the last
no
time
way.
you got your foreskin cleaned, Oren? Like, well, I actually don't have any.
Okay, well, I don't think that would be a brag either.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I don't know. You get jealous when you don't have it.
I never. There's this guy near my girlfriend's old apartment that we would see. He had a vanity plate, a license plate that said Smegma.
Oh God!
I know.
First time I learned about that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so glad that's never gonna affect me.
Yeah, I was like, you mean that stuff from Ghostbusters? Like, no.
The goop.
Worse. It's worse.
And then we went for a walk, like at the beginning of the pandemic, and like through one of the nice neighborhoods in Montreal on top of the hill, And we saw his fucking car outside of one of these mansions, these like $6 million mansions on the top of the hill. He's like probably like the son of some rich ass fucking parent who's like bought him the vanity plate, not knowing that Smegma was Dick Cheese. He has a Dick Cheese vanity plate.
It's such a gross. I remember one time I was there was a guy who's got his cast removed, and he was like, "Oh, it smelled so bad. It smelled like my dick." And I'm like, "Your dick smells like."
It's like, those like commercials for Quebec cheeses with those monks that makes cheese. It's like the guy's just like, yeah, it smelled like a monk's cheese.
Oh God, disgusting. Why?
Oka cheese dick.
How did we end up there? I don't even know.
Oka cheese dick would be a good title episode, but we're still gonna go with the illegal episode.
The illegal episode, because look, We are rebels, okay?
Yeah.
And I think you knew that already about us.
You could tell if you're watching on YouTube by my cream-colored hoodie that we are. I'm a rebel.
Cream-colored. This guy wears a baseball cap indoors. They do whatever they want.
They do whatever they want. There's no sun for you to shield your eyes from.
Yeah, but they don't. I don't care. I just don't
Not
want.
like last week's episode where I was squinting the entire fucking
Yeah, there were a few times like it was just slowly. Sometimes I was like, when I was editing the episode, I would see it slowly dipping into our eyes. Like, oh, it's gonna get us.
It's too spicy.
But the goal today is that we're going to have a full video. The entire thing will be video. So if you're just listening, if you're from some country that's around Iraq or Iran randomly, and you happen to be listening, you could watch also. The whole episode will be there. We've got so many listeners from all across the globe, and it's very exciting.
Just so many. I don't know why. Like what's the east of the Midwest? Like south of the Great Lakes, we got a pocket of listeners there. I don't know what we're doing for them. But
well, I did send out flyers to that area.
We're flyering Lake Erie and surrounding area.
So that probably worked a little bit, which is good nose. Good nose.
Good nose. Yeah.
Good nose, not me.
Yeah.
Not talking about me.
The opposite of a Jew.
Yeah, and I've got a sign spinner.
Yeah.
In Brampton, so
cool.
Hopefully that'll pick up too.
Yeah.
But I will say that I was got into a little YouTube loop because I did notice that we had some listeners over in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And
one listener.
I was like, I need to know more about
Kuwait.
Kuwait.
Yeah.
And so I did a little bit of research. Not much to know. They're very hot. It's probably the hottest place that you're ever gonna go. One goes up to like 60 sometimes in the summer.
Okay.
But I didn't realize also. I didn't realize that's how dumb I am. That the entire Gulf War was about Kuwait.
Oh, me neither. Actually,
that's when you're like, oh, the entire.
Also, we were
Gulf
too
War.
young. Like.
Yeah, but I knew
maybe I was too young.
I knew
were
somehow
in the
Israel was involved, but they were involved for like a millisecond.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was all about Kuwait. So interesting story. Sorry. I mean,
sorry to our number one listener.
Yeah, so it sucked. That's probably sucked if you were around for that.
Yeah.
You know? Saddam. Good shame he's gone. Huh? Right?
Did you say good shame?
Saddam. Good thing that he's gone.
What are you doing? Are you losing it right now?
No, Saddam.
Are you
good
having?
Thing. I said it's a Saddam good thing. Did I said shame?
Yeah, you said shame to start with.
That was a mistake.
God damn, dude.
And but it was
trying to
do
a pun thing. That was horrible.
Well, it just came naturally.
Jesus
Excuse
Christ,
me.
right.
It just came naturally.
Okay.
Moments.
Okay.
And I was reading all of, and then I did.
Did a lot of reading this week.
And then when I realized I didn't know much about that area, I'm kind of from there. I don't know enough about the globe. We talked about my self-consciousness about geography and how I don't know any of it. So I spent about an hour and a half just doing quizzes, high school geography quizzes.
Did you ever play that game GeoGuessr?
Obviously,
it's
not.
so fucking good, dude. I played it all of last year when we were in Edinburgh with Wasim and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they made it so that you have to pay, but the game is they just drop you on Google Maps somewhere in the world and you have to guess. It's so fucking sick. Like
how are you supposed to
I don't know,
in the middle of a highway?
Dude, I watched this guy who's like a genius at it. He's like, okay, the sun is in the south and the trees are pointing towards the wet and North Africa, and then he's like fucking like whatever. He gets it like right on the. Even though North Africa is not a country, but
my favorite country, North Africa. I like how that's the one you can definitely find. South Africa. If you're ever struggling on a map and you get South Africa, you're like, okay, I can figure that one out as long as I know a little bit about it. But yeah, it's nice to know that. It makes me feel smart, even though it's proof that I'm dumb.
What makes you feel smart?
Just like once you start doing the quiz and you're getting it all right because you studied a little bit, and you're like, I know the world. No big deal.
I mean, good luck telling the difference between northern Sweden and northern Norway.
No, but again, it's just that you just want to know. I'm just countries, okay? Relax. I'm just trying to know all
What
the
did
countries.
I say? That's not a country.
Well, Norway is just a country.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say? Southern?
I said northern whatever. It doesn't matter.
Northern Norway.
Yeah.
And Southern Norway.
This is me trying to segue into the fact that I watched Midsommar yesterday.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
Did you like it?
I've seen it twice.
You saw it twice? Why would you need to see it twice?
I don't know, just because that's what people do sometimes, Jason.
Okay. It's a 2.5 movie where almost nothing happens.
A 2.5.
2.5 hour movie.
Is that what you rate it?
No, it's like a 6.9, baby.
It was more of a 2.5 watching a movie. That was you. Yeah, so it's good. I like it. I think it's one of the best visualizations of being on mushrooms
I agree with that.
that exists. I think it's a weird horror movie in that it's just weird and it just.
I wouldn't call it a horror movie. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like a guy getting smacked on the back of the head is not like my idea of horror. You know what I mean?
Well, that's not what the horror. The horror is like the dread you're feeling
Yeah.
as the movie's going on. You know.
I don't know, the dread of some guy having to fuck a lady while 9 women scream at him.
It's pretty much how I lost my virginity.
Yeah.
It's
Just the mom of the girl just like touching you on the chin, being like,
Yeah. I thought it's when I saw it, I'm like, this is normal. This is why is this weird for anybody?
yeah. I drank some mushroom tea and then I fucked a girl.
But I mean, how often do you see like a man get raped ever? You know, so it's like it was interesting to watch
Right.
it.
Yeah, because of
And
the
it was interesting
mushrooms,
how
I
it was
guess.
just like okay, kind of for the audience, because
Right.
like, oh, it's a man. Like
I didn't
we're
even think of it as like any sort of sexual assault on the guy.
I mean,
So
well, that's because it is a man.
yeah, you're right.
But yeah, so it's weird that everyone's kind of laughing their face off in that scene in the audience. Like when I
You
went
saw it in theater?
Yeah, when I saw it in
Oh,
theaters,
that'd be cool.
there was a lot of laughing going on
Yeah.
at that scene, and I was like, huh, interesting. You know?
Yeah, you get up in the middle of the theater, and be like, "It's actually not that funny."
Yeah, I turned around. I was like, I turned around and I just went,
Excuse
Interesting.
yourselves.
I just did a but no, it's still like it's visceral. Is that not the
Yes,
word?
that's a good word.
Like it you feel it the whole movie,
Right.
And it's different from his last one because his other one's amazing. It's
Which
like,
one was it?
Hereditary.
Okay, so it is the same dude.
Same dude.
This guy loves pig and shit.
Yeah, it's Ari Asteroids. I'm pretty sure is his name. Harry
It's not
Asteroids.
Harry. It's Ari
Ari Astronomies. Ari Aster. There you go. Got it. On the first try, no big deal.
That's a fake ass name.
Ari Aster and
Ari Aster's as fake of a name as what's that fucking other guy? Never mind.
And
Benedict Cumberbatch.
my girlfriend loves to tell a story about the movie Hereditary. Where there's a scene where one of the main actors like smashes his face on a table, you know,
Right.
because he's upset.
Yeah,
Um,
as we all do.
because things are
I
not,
rearrange my nose every time I have a slight
things aren't great
upsetting.
for him
Yeah.
in the moment.
Yeah.
And this is how the story goes. Before the shoot, he's told the director, the actor told the director, look, I really want to do this for real. Okay, give me a real, just let me just go all out. And he's like, nah, I can't let you do that. That's illegal. And the guy's like, okay, fine. We're gonna put a padding thing. He's like, the actor's okay, fine. But then Ari behind closed doors was like, got him to sign that he could smash his face, but actually put a real thing, even though he told the actor it was gonna be padded. So when he did go full force, maybe even more, because he knew it was
Yeah, it was gonna be padded.
and then actually broke his nose.
Holy
doing the
shit,
scene.
just-
And then Ari Aster was like, cut, beautiful. And then the guy went off
Next
bloody.
scene.
I
Yeah.
love art. I die for my art. And
Oh
you're like,
god, I'm
no
a
one-
bunch of freaks, dude.
Yeah, all for 4 seconds of film. You're like, I'm perfect.
Even like DiCaprio was in Django when he like cut his
Yeah.
hand or whatever, and
Yeah.
it was like, oh my god.
And he kept on going. I
Oh
thought,
my God.
He didn't cry. He didn't run away and cry. He just kept on acting. That's brave. He's brave. You got soldiers who carried 7 bodies while they got 7 gunshots in their legs. But Leonardo DiCaprio acted after a paper cut.
Yes.
Gave the entire cast AIDS. Oh my God, good for him.
I don't think Leo has AIDS.
You don't know. I saw Basketball Diaries. He could.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, it's based on his. I thought it was based on the truth.
It's on his real life.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Where he gets AIDS from heroin.
Imagine if someone just thought one actor was all. It was
Like,
really
that was
his
his
all
real-
life.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All movies were biographies about him.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that was me until I was like 19.
yeah.
When I was very confused by Newman's trajectory from being a postal service office worker or whatever, a postman
to
to
playing
a
basketball and to playing basketball.
no
in Space
to
Jam.
being eaten by a T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
Right. Much more. That's a more of a recent.
My mother's calling me, and I feel like it's about Netflix.
Oh, why don't you speak to her?
We'll do another 10 minutes, and then I'll call her back.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I think. Wait, hold on. What were we just saying?
Newman being eaten by a T-Rex.
Yeah, but what was right before Newman?
Leo doing heroin with basketballs.
Oh yeah, because the actors. Yeah, because we just watched Ad Astra. Do you ever see that?
You what?
Ad Astra.
No.
It's
Oh
a
yeah,
film.
you were saying it's a
And essentially the whole time you're watching it, you're like, oh, this is Brad Pitt in space. Like you can't get away from the idea that this is Brad Pitt.
just
in
like when
space.
George Clooney and Sandra Bullock went to space.
Yeah,
Who gives
which
a
is
shit?
Also ridiculous.
That was a shitty movie.
And you ever hear Louis talk about gravity?
No.
Oh, it's very funny.
Yeah.
He's like, because in the movie, I don't know if you remember, Sandra Bullock is like she's kind of a grumpy astronaut.
Oh right, she's like, I don't want to be in
yeah,
space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, no one
Yeah,
who
yeah.
becomes an astronaut
Doesn't want to be in space.
is a disgruntled. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, made me be an astronaut.
Fucking zero gravity. I like some gravity.
Yeah, very. It was actually a cool movie, but at one point she was like, my girlfriend was like, "Are we gonna see any aliens in this movie?" And as a joke, I was like, "Now monkeys," you know, because of Planet of the Apes. I guess was in my head, but then sure enough, there's a scene where he battles a monkey in space. So, pretty amazing. This is how I feel at every show.
Sorry, it's because my mom
This
just
is my
texted
life.
me that she heard on the radio, which is like such an old school.
Yeah.
She heard on the radio. There's a Netflix scam going around where you have to click on a link, and I feel like I just did it, but also, how did it get?
But what are they gonna get from you unless you have your same password for your bank account that you do for Netflix?
Yeah, which I totally don't. My new friends in Kuwait who are trying to hack into my Netflix. What do you? Please stop. No, I think it's fine. I feel like it actually is a real reset, and no, it's a real thing because I clicked on recent account access and it had my whole it had everything that's ever. Both my parents are calling me now. My dad is calling me now.
Jesus Christ.
You want to do pause? And because I'm not gonna put them on the.
Yeah, Jason's
on the
gonna talk
podcast.
to his parents, and he's gonna get back to that Nigerian prince who messaged him earlier.
All right,
be right back.
Yeah. My father called me. Netflix has been compromised.
Yeah, they're
It's
nervous.
fine. Yeah, they are nervous.
They're
They're like,
nervous.
I can't, who listens? Why are they listening to the radio on a Sunday afternoon? Who the fuck is? Who are they?
The only time, it's funny because I really thought the radio was not used by anyone until I got into my car.
Right, the car is like,
And
because I'm
then
not gonna pay
realized-
for
Yeah.
for Sirius XM in the car. Like, who are these people that like?
Right, and it's all, and then you're thinking you have Spotify, whatever. But the truth is, you just get into your car. You don't plan your car ride out,
No.
you know. And then
Yeah.
you're driving, and you don't want to figure out a song, and you get annoyed at everything. So
Yeah, the only person I know who pays for Spotify is like a guy I know in the States.
I pay for Spotify.
Not Spotify, sorry, Sirius XM radio.
Oh, yeah.
A guy I know in the States who people in the state, like in the Tri-County area, like around New York City, are insane. He lives outside of Philly and drives into New York City every day for work. It's like a 2.5 hour commute. I think he takes the train maybe or whatever, but he's got Sirius XM in his SUV, in his car for, I don't know why I said SUV.
Show off a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only person I know who like buys Sirius XM, and meanwhile all of like the
Now he
comedians
works from home, and he does.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say all the comedians in Canada who make any sort of living from comedy make it through Sirius XM, but I can't even fathom like paying for Sirius XM.
No, I couldn't even imagine. I've listened to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts
But on YouTube for free.
on YouTube for free. Is how I listen to it because they stream it live. They don't, but somebody else does.
Yeah.
And I also, at one point at the beginning of quarantine, like back in March when it all started, Sirius offered it for free, but they didn't include like Howard Stern and some of their bigger names.
Right. They want you to pay for that shit.
Yeah, and I actually did for a second try to give it a try, but there's nothing else to listen to in my head. I don't know. Anything else seems like it was definitely not worth paying for it live.
Yeah.
But you know, and
we'll
plus,
never pay for anything.
You have this kind of quality.
Yeah, of course, man.
For free for now, for free.
For free delicio.
For free for now, for free.
Yeah.
And
Wait until we start a Patreon where we have a shittier episode for $5 a month.
little bonus.
Yeah, bonus episode. For
Extra hours when we
Yeah.
bring in, you know,
We'll bring in guests maybe for
That's
Patreon.
exactly what
we
I'm
should
thinking.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why would they want to hear guests?
Because
If
they're
anything, we should have guests for the real thing and just me and you for the extra.
no, because the guests is the
the
meat.
spice
We got
to
some
the-
really good guests lined up.
Yeah.
We've got Donald Trump if he survives. We've got
The shortest man in the world.
yes, well, we probably could. That's doable. We've got Finn.
I said that not even thinking we know someone who's got that disease or that affliction.
That affliction, yeah. And then or that gift maybe.
That gift.
Okay. And then
The tallest man in the world. Which
tallest-
is just the shortest guy on top of my shoulders.
tallest redhead. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
The baldest
Jew.
Arab.
We actually have that guy already.
Yeah,
His name's
here.
Oren Shapiro.
And he's here for it and for you. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
And then I could bring in I don't know, some guests from my past, like I could bring in
The
one of
clown who touched you.
the clown that well yeah that by my request touched me.
Yeah.
Maybe,
You actually assaulted the clown when you were young.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
That's a
okay.
good story. I was thinking about as camp counselors. Did you go to summer camp?
I did, but not sleep. I did one sleepaway camp, but mostly it was just day summer camp.
Right. Because
Where like you have to call your camp counselor like fucking broccoli, and like they all had these made up names. You didn't go to a camp like that?
No.
Okay, the camp, like I know a lot of people who went to camps like this where the camp counselors didn't have real names. They had like made up names. Like you have to call them like Twister all summer. You have to call them like
God. Yeah. That's one thing I think is very funny is that when you're young, camp counselors probably were super cool, right? You remember them being super cool?
Well, they're probably fucking nerds.
They're the worst. I think I bumped into a camp counselor of mine that I hadn't seen probably since I went to camp.
Yeah.
And he looks exactly the same. He's wearing the same Metallica T-shirt.
Yeah.
Drinking the same can of
Monster Energy. It's the same can.
It's the same fucking.
He just sips on it.
He's been sipping on it for 7 years.
Yeah.
Because I went to sleepaway camp 7 years ago. If you heard what I just said.
He had his own bunk.
Yeah, I remember we had this one guy who came in and like so inappropriately, and we thought he was so funny and the king of the world. He was like, I only hate 2 types of people: racist people and N-words. And we were like, whoa,
you're cool, dude.
And all the other like counselors like gave him a high five, and I was like, this is gonna be the summer of my life. This is a rule. I thought they were so goddamn cool. We had one in sleepaway camp who wore just one glove, like Michael Jackson, and I was like probably 6 or something, 5, like 6 or 7.
What the 5-year? You're a 5-year-old at sleepaway camp? That's illegal, dude.
I was
Maybe
definitely
9.
older than that. I was definitely older than that. I know it's not illegal. You can go pretty young sleepaway camp.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, the Jews go. They just ship us off every.
I know, eh?
They're like, they didn't hang around enough Jews all year at Jewish school. Send them to Jewish camp so they're only around Jews forever. Jews.
I just remembered something. I went to like sleepaway camp probably around the time. Like I didn't get bullied much as a kid, but like probably like from like what the first 2 years of high school. I guess like middle school, 7th, 8th grade. I think I went after 7th grade, and so I spent like that whole week or 2 at sleepaway camp just relentlessly bullying this one kid.
Oh my god!
Because I was like,
you bullied?
I have the power, baby.
I only bullied my friends, my close friends.
I felt bad after doing it that 1 week, so I was like, I'll never do it again. But it felt good in the
What's
moment.
the worst thing you've ever done as a bully?
Nothing really. I just like made fun of his fucking braces while having braces.
Your braces suck. Mine are cool. You suck.
Because he had the cross elastics and I had the regular elastics. He had like the ones that make your mouth look like don't know, like a Chinese checkers board game.
One time we had a camp counselor who was so annoyed at us that we weren't listening to anything and we like were fucking around all the time.
Right.
We were a bit older.
Right.
So he pissed in a bottle and attached that bottle to a super soaker and would spray us with his piss
way, dude.
every time we did something.
that's a war crime according to the Geneva Convention. You can't even do that to people who like have committed terroristic acts.
We refused to clean the bunk, and so he just would. And if any of us tried to like escape and run out the back, he'd just squirt you. And he'd fucking pump it up and then piss on us through that, and that was the beginning of my of my obsession with getting pissed on. So good story.
Back in Cap Woodsteinberg.
Yeah. Well, I went to a very religious.
No way.
Yeah. So for twice, once as a camper and then years later as a counselor.
No way.
And I definitely went back as a counselor because I wanted to be the badass, you know? And like amongst the religious Jews, I am the badass.
Of
like,
course.
He's got a tattoo,
You had
belly button ring.
You had what are those curls called on the side?
Payas.
Yours were bleach blonde.
And straightened just to prove the difference.
Yeah.
But I remember there was even a girl who was Shomer Nagia over there.
I'm sorry, what? What'd she show? She showed her Nagia?
Yeah, she wanted to show me her Nagias. Let me tell you that. No, Shomer Nagia means that you don't touch men until you get married. Like physical contact whatsoever. So it was quite the experience over there at Masad.
What did she do at an airport? TSA and shit.
They gave you a woman.
Oh,
yeah.
You can request.
Yeah.
You can request?
Yeah. I don't think you can request. Like, I can't be like, I want a woman.
Can I get a lady
like,
over
you
here?
couldn't be like, can I please have a woman?
Can I get a lady?
Can I get a woman? I'm a little hard right now. I'd like a woman, please.
It's against my religion.
Dude, is the scar that I'm seeing, is that from...
Where?
the yeah.
Yeah, on left eyebrow.
Is that
hair?
from it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
from
That's a
the-
recent scar.
Yeah.
You look like you had an eyebrow ring.
Oh yeah.
You really look like you used to be a lesbian.
No, I just,
you look like
I just drank 20 drinks one night because I thought that instead of my girlfriend getting blackout drunk, it should be me
yeah.
on her birthday, and then I woke up with blood
love
stain
that.
to my whatever.
We
if you're a
love
fan of the of the podcast, you've heard this story.
Yeah.
I think
You
already.
do look. You really do look like a successful transition, like a really good one. Like I want to know your doctor.
Yeah.
I want to be like, see
God
this.
damn,
I
dude.
want to introduce you to my parents. I want to show them how good this can be.
Yeah.
It's-
Actually, you know what? I can see what you're talking about. There's like in Shameless, the TV show Shameless, the
Yeah.
U.S. version. There is a female to male transition that you would have no idea, and then you look it up, and it's an actual trans actor
yeah.
who is
I like. It's stupid to say, but like I guess
and
female.
looks a bit like me.
I guess female to male is a little bit. Just also because it's not makeup, so it's right away. It's like super.
Yeah, it's just hair. It's just hormones to make you get a bigger jaw and,
Yeah.
and some hair on
So
your
you're-
chin.
Yeah. So
you-
when especially when facial hair comes in, that's
Yeah.
what really throws you out. You know.
Yeah.
Throws you off.
throws
When you
out.
see that, throws you out. I did my last comedy show ever.
Yeah,
Till
you're on the team, baby.
Yeah. So
I
well,
quit last week. You quit this week.
we're quarantined for 28 days.
28 days. Yes.
Jason's sleeping under the couch. And
This couch actually pulls up, and I go in with the podcast equipment after every
does.
week, and it takes me out on Sundays.
not a lie.
Now they know we don't record live on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I was thinking, and maybe you can give us some feedback, even though we've never gotten feedback. We can get some feedback on if we should do one or two of these live on YouTube and just
That
let
sounds
them
horrible.
record.
That sounds horrible.
You don't like that, eh?
When would we do it? On
Right now, as we're doing it.
on Sundays?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good day to release a podcast.
I think you're right. And
People want
also,
it
I
during the
like to
week
edit
to-
it. A little
yeah.
edit is necessary, is the
Yeah.
bottom line. Anyway, so scratch that idea. You,
Also, how would we do it? A camera phone?
you know what? Fuck that idea.
Yeah,
okay?
fuck that,
It was a
dude.
stupid
Don't worry about
idea, and I didn't mean to bring it up. Yeah, I apologize.
But since we're like halfway through the episode, tell your friends about this shit. We see you listening.
Oh,
we
hold
see
on.
the stats. We see that you're listening. Tell your friends and tell people to listen.
Please tell your friends. Well, you know, first of all, you don't have to. But
No, but please, that'd be nice.
if you like us at all, and if you're like,
It's just
hey,
for our ego. It's for nothing else. We spent all this money on this equipment, and
All
now
this
we have it, and we have to keep doing it forever.
yeah, and Jason's sick of turning tricks on the corner, so you know, I want him to live the
they're
life he wants to live. But until then, until
The tricks I play are coin tricks, my friend.
see, this was I was doing a geography test.
Oh yeah, you were
71%.
71% on his geography test in
Not
5.5 minutes.
Too bad. The sixth time I did the exact same test, I got 71% on the sixth time. Okay.
What are you doing? You pulling up the stats right now?
I don't want to, it's not stats. I want to talk to
Grand Blanc, Michigan. Grand
To
Blanc.
Chilliwack. Chilliwack?
Chilliwack, BC.
Chilliwack.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, Chilliwack, I know your number one export is Jason. Say it. We talked about it earlier in the show.
The N word. I'm guessing,
A weird.
or maybe
Export.
actually, Chilliwack, BC sounds like, I know it's not, but it sounds like a place that would have like polygamous cults. You
Yeah,
know, just a
for sure.
one man with like nine.
Oh, is it in
wives.
BC, Chilliwack?
Yeah.
Chilliwack.
Yeah.
You know what? If I'm screwing up the name of your fair town, please,
Write
correct
us.
me. Yeah.
And tell your friends to get angry at us.
Winnipeg. Thanks for
Yeah,
listening.
Winnipeg. Thanks for listening.
Pittsburgh. Now you're a
What?
city.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I
bitch.
like Pittsburgh.
No.
Steal
town, baby.
Steal some more listeners for us. Huh?
Oh,
How about
Jesus
that?
Christ! Don't ever do that.
Let's
again.
just do puns, okay? Grand Blanc.
Grand Blanc.
Grand
There's
Blanc.
no way they say Grand Blanc like in
Grand
French.
Blanc?
You know, it's a French name, but they definitely say Grand Blanc.
So it's the big white.
It's the big white baby.
Over the big white. Yeah. That's all I got for them.
Yeah.
But we got 3 downloads this week.
3. Don't tell them how many. Just say an amount. That's not 3.
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, Arizona. I think that's back-to-back weeks that you're listening, Arizona, and I appreciate you.
Tell Scott's Chip to join too. Okay.
Oh, fucking Christ.
We'd love both of you guys
Dude,
to join the podcast.
I don't blame you if you're just turning off right now. Just
then-
don't ever listen again.
The number one listener, the number one.
Yeah, Kuwait, baby.
Bring her in.
Kuwait,
Fucking
baby.
listens.
I love you.
Kuwait. Okay. So if there's another Gulf War, I'm coming to fight. Okay. I'm gonna go be part
Oren's
of.
Oren's gonna defect from Canada.
I'm gonna be part
and
of the.
Israel. He's gonna turn his 2 passports in. He's gonna mail his passports to Donald Trump.
That's right. I'm gonna join the coalition. I'll plant myself in Saudi Arabia, just waiting.
You're gonna fight with an OPEC flag.
Yeah. Or I'll do what the other Jews did. Like, if they touch Israel, I'm coming, okay? But if they don't, I'm gonna stick to my own shit. Actually, it is a pretty crazy story.
You're gonna cover yourself in hummus and just do the little, the little under the eye fucking camo with just hummus.
That is fucking great, man.
just like emerging from a swamp of hummus. Like,
yeah, I like that. Throwing falafel balls like grenades.
Just grenades explode.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a good war, the hummus wars.
It is it is really weird how Israel even got involved in that whole.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't well, I'll teach it to you anyways. We changed this channel to history with Jason and Oren, mostly focusing on the Middle East. Obviously,
I mean, I got nothing else. I got no history besides like Mussolini stole my family's flour mill, and then we were poor after. That's all I know about Northern Italy. Is that?
Did you guys have a flour mill?
That's how that was the family business was flour.
Cellini flour.
Yeah, Cellini flour. And but I don't get how, because like my grandfather was an orphan at 11, so I don't think he had a very good life, or 14 or something.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know when. Maybe it was his grandparents had a flour mill, and then I don't know.
My grandparents too, I have no idea. Like in my head, they were just like broke. That's all they were. Like I didn't know what they did at all.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But God bless them.
Yeah,
right? God bless them and their generation.
Yeah, the greatest generation. They invented dick sucking. Yeah.
No way. No way. That dick sucking was the first thing that ever happened. It was like the first time anyone was like,
no.
I love to think about like how that all happened. You know, how the first time someone had a consciousness and was like,
The first guy to suck a dick was actually a dick inspector, and his unit of measurement was his mouth.
Oh,
that's what it was.
That's interesting. It's our big.
It's that big.
It's all big. We used to say how big things were in awe sounds. Yeah. Everything, which is how much it could fit in your mouth.
Sorry, we got to build this pyramid. It's got to be up by long, and
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
With a density of
For you, it would be a whistle.
Yeah.
Get it?
It's a little
because it's so thin.
Yeah.
And small.
Yeah.
Tiny.
I get it. It's like a woodpecker's tongue.
Dude, you know, like every time someone's like, "Oh, look at that sports car. He's got a small dick," and then you're like, "So do I, but I don't have a sports car." It's not right because
one of the dumbest jokes I ever wrote was, they say that guys with huge pickup trucks got tiny dicks, right? But you know who else needs a big pickup truck? Guys with big old dicks.
Yeah, I think I remember that. That's funny.
They gotta carry it around. They got a fucking double-sized flatbed.
Yeah, you need a 4x4.
You put it over your shour, out the window, down to the flatbed, and back around the other side of the window.
You wrap it around twice. It's what you use to step on and to sit down into the.
Ow! 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 Just stepping back down. Ow! Ow! Ow!
It's so crazy how that is another like stereotype that just lives strong. Small dick.
Yeah.
Feel like shit if you have a small dick. But the truth is, I'm very happy that I don't have a very large penis.
Yeah.
For the main reason is that you know what guys with big dicks do? They whip it out.
Yeah, I guess
and they whip it out all the time.
But I feel like guys with small dicks whip it out too. Like I remember, I haven't really talked about like the fact that I've seen like over 100 dicks in my life because of hockey locker rooms and shit. Yeah. But the guy who whipped it out the fastest I've ever seen was the one guy I'd ever seen with a micro dick. He's like, "All right, talk about it, everybody. Fucking talk about it. Here it is. You're gonna, dude." He's from Boston too, so it's like extra funny. You know, he's like, "All right, yeah, you guys, well, I got a small dick. Talk a fuck about it."
That's so funny.
And then we were like, "We're not gonna talk about it, dude." The amount of fun, like the amount of times that guy must have gotten made fun of his whole life, and just the first time he like whips it out like that fast is like the one time he's got a team that actually respects him.
There was a guy I went to sleepaway camp with who also had who had a micro dick, but we didn't know what that was back then, and we just thought it was just so funny how small it was. But we were all like grade 5, I guess, like grade 5, grade 6, whatever. And he was the horniest, and he used to do this. He was a very short guy, very tiny guy, and he used to just do this weird voice, like, "I wanna fuck this," and he would run around. He'd run around.
What was that?
This is his voice, be like, "I'm horny."
I don't like that.
And he would go around naked with his
Sounds
little,
like an Adam Sandler character.
Dude, when it's hard, it looks like a little door stopper. You know what I mean? Like it's so fucking little
like
tight. Yeah, exactly.
When he fucks, it's just that.
Yeah, and he would just walk around and fuck all your things to annoy you.
Dude.
Like, I need to fuck it. You'd be like, "Stop, please."
I don't like it. Just fucking an 18th century keyhole.
Yeah, man. But it
takes the shape of the things that fucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and you
like
know,
flubber.
And famously, when I had experimentation when I was a child.
Yeah. Don't say child.
I was kind of a child.
Yeah, you're a teenager.
I don't know. Was 12 a teenager?
Not yet, I guess.
I guess not.
Christ. I don't want
I
to
was
hear
a
about
tween.
this. Yeah.
The guy I experimented with had a penis that was 10 times my size. So like it felt like we went punch for punch, you know what I mean? And I felt like he should have probably went down to me for 5 hours.
Yeah.
You know, just to weigh that out, you know.
Yeah.
Jason doesn't like to hear about.
I want to hear about 12-year-old you sucking a dick, dude.
Jason is a homophobic, is what we learned from this. He
No,
doesn't
I
like
think
stories.
I'm whatever
He
the
doesn't like stories.
Whatever the phobia is for pedophilia is what I am.
I wasn't. It's two
I guess,
kids.
Yeah, I guess it is 2 kids. Huh?
And if you think that, see, that's how nervous Jason is to be considered a pale. Like, don't let me hear anything. Don't.
I don't. Well, it's a weird story.
Well, Jason jerked off for the first time when he was 27.
Yeah,
so
it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Jesus Christ. First time he had sex, he had to drape the entire room in saran wrap like fucking Dexter.
Like Dexter?
Just to save.
To save what?
You know, all your stuff.
My fluids?
Your things. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's weird. Yeah, cool. Yeah. All right. Because I was trying to transition. I was trying to segue to another topic, but then I thought about the topic and I was like, I don't want
into a man.
I don't want to bring up the topic I wanted to talk about.
Why?
Because it was like, do you want kids?
That's fine.
Okay, yeah.
No one talked about pedophilia. You mentioned pedophilia a few times for no reason.
It was you, dude.
No, I didn't. I talked about my experiences when I was 12. Didn't.
Yeah, just like, I don't know. I think about the fact that both my girlfriend and I have a lot of twins in our family. So there's a high probability that
true.
I would have twins, and that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Because you would be the one pregnant, so you would have the No, that's well explained.
My newfangled dick.
Each ball would morph into a body, and then they would be given birth through. Yeah, no, that's true. My girlfriend also, her mother's a twin, and so
My mom's a twin.
and it's supposed to, but it is supposed to skip a generation, isn't it?
I don't know because my uncle is my mom's twin,
But that's why. So
and he had twins.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if it does skip a generation, then we're
Also, what is that skip a generation bullshit? I feel like that's bullshit. That's never happened once.
It's so true. It's such
That's
bullshit.
such bullshit. There's no way, dude.
It knows to wait one. It knows, no, not this one, next one.
Yeah.
Not
no.
this one, next one. We're playing Trixies. Not this one, next one.
Don't skip a turn.
Yeah. It's front seat, back seat. Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about like having twins. Like one of them, for like if okay, so if you have twins and they don't use their powers for evil, they're fucking stupid. But if they do use their powers for evil, you have a set of evil twins.
What is what you're talking about? Because the only thing,
bank heists.
because my problem would be I would turn them into magicians. I'd be like, you guys have no choice.
One of you is gonna live in a cage for years.
Yeah, both of like both of your name is Harold. Okay,
Both of you.
yeah, both of you are
One can go by
Harold.
hat and the other can go by roll
Yeah,
when
and
we're
you-
in private, but in public it's
public?
one name. It's Harold.
We make decisions on who goes out. If he stubs his toe, guess what? I'm fucking your toe up. If he breaks his arm at school, guess what?
You got a broken arm,
We
Buster.
break your arm when you when he comes up, and I would teach them how to be magicians. The truth is, though, like talking about it, like real talk, Jason.
Yeah.
Like real talk.
What?
Like real talk.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like real talk.
Shut up.
I kind of want twins.
You want twins?
Yeah. You know why?
Twice the money right away and then never again? Is that what you're trying to say?
Exactly.
All right.
Get it all over with.
Get it out of the
2
way.
is a perfect number. They have someone to talk to. Also, you can't have 3. Now there's a complete third wheel. You have 3. If you have
Triplets
twins
is
and then have
fucked.
no, I'm not saying triplets.
Oh,
If you have 2 and then you have 1 more later, that 1 is the odd one out.
No, it's fine. It depends. Like, no, I'm trying to think because my cousins are twins, and then they
Yeah.
have a younger sister, and I think like they both like as a team, like we're like we will take you under our wing and show you the ways of being a fucking nerd. Here's a video game, and then like
But get in between us, we will kill you.
yeah.
That's
But they're not identical. They're fraternal, so they don't have that creepy vibe.
but they still lived in the egg together.
yeah.
That is crazy that they shared an egg for
Yeah,
a little
they
while.
shared just a saran wrap egg.
Dude, they were just like wrapped around each other for a while.
Yeah.
Like, "Just get your dick out of my face. For literally 3 months, one of their dicks was in the other one's eye.
And I'm just like thinking back about like because they're only a year older than me, so like I grew up with them, and one of them was always like slightly taller and bigger during childhood, so he just stole everything in the womb. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he just like was such a fucking hog in the womb.
Was that a French fry? Mine. That's how it works, right? The food just
Yeah.
goes into the
Yeah.
womb and then they just eat it.
Is that a Big Mac? I called
Exactly. Dibs.
Does that have pickle on it? Fuck it.
Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't mind the idea of having 2 at a time. I mean, I wouldn't. Who cares about me? Who cares about me in this situation?
To give birth of two at the same time. They're swimming out at the same time. They're just like shoving each other like a water polo match, and they're like, I get out first, you know?
Yeah, because like to be a woman, like to give two babies coming out of your clitoris, that's crazy. That is insane.
That's how it happens. Yeah.
That's
it blows up like an inflatable doll, like a pool toy. And then you have babies who can twins. The thing is, at least they can talk immediately, which is nice.
What does that mean?
They come out talking.
Yeah, they talk to each other.
Yeah, they talk to each other in the womb.
Yeah,
I keep saying wound by accident.
Well, you know.
Yeah. In the gash.
In the gash.
Ugh.
It's in the vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I see. I really feel like we have no say in it. Like when I was single and people were like, do you want children? It's like, what are you talking about?
Who gives a shit?
No, but it's like, I'm a single guy. What are you talking about? I want children. Like, what say do
I never
have?
thought about it until like I had my first like serious relationship. Because I was like, yeah, I like kids, but like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't care. What are you gonna? I'm gonna adopt and be that one feel good story on the internet where the guy like adopts a 7-year-old and like teaches him how to be a man.
How to be a prostitute.
Don't.
I don't think that like adopting an 8-year-old is really sounds that great. Like how?
What are you talking about? Have you seen Big Daddy?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's asking for it a little bit.
Asking for what?
Like, some trouble.
Okay.
Like they're not going to be too happy about it. Like, you're going to help them out for like 5 years, 6 years.
And then they're like, you're not my dad.
And then they leave forever. And then you see whenever they need money, you help them out throughout the rest of their life.
Yeah.
That's the promise.
That's what you're signing up for?
Yeah. But one thing I do think is crazy about having a kid at all is naming them. Like,
I love it. I thought I tweeted that recently. Like, I don't know if I want a kid more than I just want to name a human.
You get to name a
thing.
human.
Not even because I can name a dog. I can name a dog. I already have one planned out for the next dog. It's a great name.
Yeah, but that's not its name unless you know what I mean? Like you're in charge of that name. You know?
Yeah.
Like you could change that name tomorrow.
And they'll say it back and they'll have to write it.
Yeah, and then other people will say it.
Yeah.
You know? And then when you're not even around, they'll be like Philburn, and you'll be like, whatever his name is.
I don't know. I got names. I always like thought about names.
Yeah. I haven't really.
Even as a kid, I would be like reading a book, be like, "That's a cool name."
I was thinking like Oren might be nice.
Oren Jr.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call all my kids Oren.
Because I was never
it's against Jewish culture. By
I was never a fan of a junior.
No, naming your kid after anyone alive is against Jewish culture.
Oh God! So you got to name your kid like Chef Boyardee or some shit.
I mean, that's an interesting choice. Plus, he is still alive, so that's
is he?
Yeah, he's making Boyardee for Tupac on the island.
Yeah.
But. No, like you can't give your father's name if he's still alive. So
okay.
So if you want to give your father's name, you got to kill him first.
You have to murder your father.
Murder the person with the name you like. That's how Jewish culture works. You have to find someone with a name you like, and you have to murder them.
You have to poison his gefilte fish.
Yeah, and then you have to take their name coin from their pocket.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you take the name coin from their pocket.
Yeah, a coin with Oren on it.
And then you e-transfer it to your kid.
Okay.
And they become that.
They don't have e-transfers in Grand Blanc, Michigan. So why don't you keep it as a...
Hey,
it's a Canadian thing, e-transfers.
Grand Blanc, Michigan.
Grand Blanc. Sorry. Sorry if we're freaking you out with the name drop of your hometown that no one's ever heard of except for us.
They're like looking around. It's like Edward Snowden is like, oh no, they know.
It is fucking weird that our thing knows where they're from specifically. Like Akron, Ohio. We got LeBron listening.
I know. And it's weird that also it gives you that screenshot from their camera of when they're listening to it. That's my favorite part.
Just shirtless.
Yeah.
With just a bowl of Jello listening.
It is impressive how many people listen to us with tassels on.
Just tassels on their nips.
Yeah, nip tassels. Good old nip tassies. Good golly, Miss Molly.
Would you adopt?
I mean, yes. Yes, I would.
A baby or like a full
And
grown?
I often said that if I was caught in my mid-40s, childless.
Yeah. You would adopt a kid?
If I could, if the government, if
they would let you, if they saw you walk in.
Well, I don't think
no.
They say it's hard to adopt as a couple, so I can't imagine a single man.
Why would it be hard to adopt as a couple?
It is. Apparently, it's very hard to adopt.
Yeah. So are there no more orphanages now? Is that done?
Of course, there's no more orphanages.
It's just foster homes?
Yeah. What do you think? There's
just a kid factory?
It's just like, yeah, that's so scary.
Yeah.
I think my mother was in an orphanage.
Oh
sure.
Man.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Good times. Yeah, I don't think that exists anymore. But definitely the idea of bringing a little kid from a different culture home and then getting that like bragging rights to whatever culture they are. You know what I mean? And then you go hang out in that community, and you're like, "Yo,
What, I got one of yours right here?
Yeah, what's the racist term you guys call each other? I want to use that.
I wanna use that.
Yeah, I got dibs on that. What is that?
Yeah, just stroll down Chinatown. Just be like,
That's the key.
can I actually call it Chinatown, or is that something I can't say?
I think you're.
No, I know. I'm just like that. Sounds like it sounds like a word they can only say themselves.
I think that's a weird thing. Does every big city have a Chinatown?
Fucking Ottawa's Chinatown is oh no, I'm thinking about their Little Italy.
Yeah.
Where the comedy club is in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Their Little Italy is just one Italian restaurant, and every overpass has got like an Italian flag on it, and that's it.
It's Mario's Pizza on the corner.
It's a piece of shit.
No, because
but they have some of the best sandwiches.
Because how are these chosen? Like, why is it Chinatown, Little Italy, Gay Village?
Yeah.
They all have their own little
true.
like denomination of town. You know what I mean? Like, what is?
I
think there's even more.
Yeah, they got Hungarian Hamlet,
Greek Alley,
the Greek Alley. They got Turkish Piss Hole, and
yeah.
I'm part Turkish. I can say that shit.
I don't. I like Turkey. It's right in the middle of the goddamn map. I'm a big geography major, but I do like that it's really right.
You
in the
like
center.
Turkey? They're not someone you want to be a big fan of right now, except for maybe like based on their location. I think they're like aiding in there's like an Armenian genocide 2.0 happening. I don't think you should be on Turkey's team.
I love that that was such a big deal, and Obama they wouldn't acknowledge
the Armenian genocide.
Yeah.
No one does, I think.
Well, as long as you're acknowledging, being okay with Turkey, and Turkey doesn't acknowledge it,
exactly.
then you're being okay with it not being acknowledged.
I guess, man. I don't really know much about that whole stuff thing.
Well, I am a big geography buff.
So. I know, you keep saying.
So as you know, I do have a globe in my home, so I mean,
yeah, you've mentioned it. Dude.
It's cool.
What else can you do with twins?
What else can you do with twins? That's weird. Talking about someone who
teaching,
doesn't
besides using them for your own magic tricks.
Science experiment.
Oh, okay. Let's talk for just a second. The fact that if one of them bonks their head, the other one's like, "Ow, my head!"
That's not a
from
thing.
miles away. They're
it's
like,
not
"Ow,
the
ow,
Corsican brothers or whatever that is.
What is that?
The Corsican brothers?
Yeah.
That's a Cheech and Chong movie from.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But not one of their pot movies.
But no, but because you've seen those Dateline NBCs where twins are separated at birth and they end up one of them has a I don't know a back surgery and the other one's like, "Ow, my back, it hurts from miles away."
I've also seen fortune tellers, and I don't believe in that either.
Okay, well, fine.
That's all crap. But I do think they have I do think there are stories of twins who got separated at birth. There's this. Well, let me just finish one thought at a time.
Yeah.
There are stories of twins that got separated at birth and meet years later in their 20s or 30s, and the connection they have together is instant.
Yeah. They both have a dog named Spaghetti Bowl and a wife named Mary Lou, and the camera stopped recording, and they both have just a collection of rainbow-colored dildos, and they both have addiction to crack they got over, and they both have. Anyways, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You don't think that's a paranormal thing? No. It's a weird ghosts exist type of thing.
Nope. But I was gonna tell a much better next thing.
What?
Oh yeah, this documentary I saw once, dude, bro. You need to check out this documentary, dude.
Is it the one with Brad Pitt in space? You fucking idiot.
Yeah, that was the documentary. No, it's a crazy story about these triplets and twins that were separated at birth by the government to test theories on psychology, and they would split up kids. They would split up kids at birth and give them to different adoption. They were going up for adoption anyways,
right?
But they would give them to parents and not tell the parents that there was another kid.
Oh no!
And they would purposely send one to a rich home and one to a less privileged home.
Yeah.
And then they would have psychological evaluations with them once a year. and
the parents were like, "This is normal when you adopt a kid."
They thought it was just exactly through adopt, like it was a service offered,
Right.
And they were tracking these kids for years, and they only found out like years later about the fact that they had twin brothers and stuff. And
That sucks.
Complete shock and couldn't believe, and it, because you couldn't believe if you were adopted that they didn't tell your parents that there were two kids, or that just completely when my family was adopted, like when someone in the other generation was adopted, it was so long ago that they were allowed to seal all documents about the parents. They were like they could say that like I don't want the kid to be able to know anything about me, and,
right?
And they could do like. Now that's illegal. Like now you can't hide that information.
You can't?
No, you're entitled to know your
That makes sense.
Your family history for health reasons.
Yeah, like if my dad was Fred Flintstone and yabba dabba dood everywhere, I'd want to know about that.
Absolutely.
'Cause if you start yabba dabba doing,
absolutely,
you don't know where it came from.
Yeah, you want to know that you could,
yeah,
be a bowler and
yeah,
and you could sweet.
What?
You know what I mean.
What?
No, nothing. My thought was over.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for you to come in there, and
take
have
a joke.
Take it away from me.
I don't know. Like, what's the worst thing you could find out your dad was, or mom? Like, if you found out that like your parents were like worked at Disney and were Mickey and Minnie Mouse and gave you up because Disney does not allow for a pregnant Minnie Mouse in a costume.
Right. I guess it would be pretty bad if you found out that your mother was actually impregnated by an animal.
So, which explains your
hair
on
my arms. Yeah, exactly.
You're half orangutan.
Yeah.
The only Jewish monkey, the orangutan.
Find out that your mother had sex with a bat, and now you have the Wuhan disease. The China virus.
Yeah, okay.
You have the China virus. He really has
Can we call it the Trump virus?
He has no problem calling it the China virus.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, still.
He has no qualms with it. He's like
the guy who thought that people with Down syndrome are part Chinese. Like, I'm turning Chinese actually right now. I can feel myself getting better at mathematics. And
man, he's the whole debate thing. Did you watch it?
No,
not at all. It is hilarious. I just right before the debate started. I don't watch much politics or much, like cable news.
I like to be as uninformed as possible.
No, it's not that. It's that when right before the debate started, I decided to like tune into two channels, and it's just so funny how the two channels are just one's pro Biden, one's pro-Trump.
Yeah.
They both shit on the other side, and they deliver completely different news. And literally, when it was over, I watched two sides go. So Trump completely won. So Biden completely won. And it's just hilarious. Like, there's no, what is this? It's very funny to watch because I have no stakes in it because I'm Canadian. So who cares the shit?
Yeah, well,
and I don't have to vote.
Us a little bit.
We don't have to vote, so it doesn't matter.
It's like listening to it's like living in an apartment building with very thin walls, and you keep listening to a couple fighting on the other side, and you're like, you have a team,
Yep.
And then, but it's like it doesn't. Who cares?
I just find that media is pretty crazy, Yeah,
dude.
Like, because that's only because but seriously,
but seriously, folks,
because we get so much of it from the Book of Faces and
why do you do that?
The Tour of Twits, and
Twitter. I signed up for the conservative Twitter Parler just to get the news updates once in a while, and
the truth comes out.
No, because it's completely fucked. Like the day that Trump got COVID, I get an email every day from Parler. Yeah. I joined it just to like maybe troll, and I forgot about it, but now I get the news updates on by email. And the day he got COVID, not a single mention of him getting COVID. It was amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And now that he gets it, everything is like, he's so much better already. He's a Superman.
He's a Superman. He's so powerful.
Yeah, he's so powerful. He's got genes made of you know what though? Like eating McDonald's like twice a week must do something to your body where it's like I can fight anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's right. It's like filled with so much like anti-nausea and stuff like that that you're just like immune to the world.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think I think it's pretty crazy that he got it. It's pretty.
It's fucking hilarious that all these people got it.
Yeah, it's.
Sorry if we're turning off anyone from Michigan or anything that are listening.
Hey, I have no opinion on it really. I just think I just think the world opinion on it is hilarious,
Yeah.
Just watching everyone go nuts. Like the people who are like, yeah, I hope he dies. Like, what? Why do you hope he dies? Like, that's such a weird take.
I don't give a shit
on this whole thing. What does it have to do with him winning or losing?
I think it would be funny if someone who downplayed the like the seriousness of the virus end up dying from the. It's pretty fun. It's pretty good irony. You know, it's good. It's like a Coen Brothers movie.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see it as much, but I just think that I don't know. I just really enjoy everyone's. Also his pitch, his breast briefing from the hospital. Did you hear that?
His breast briefing.
His breast briefing. He was like, he's like talking about how he's thanking all the doctors and everything, and how he's feeling great, and like he makes sure to mention he's like feeling great, feeling really good. Pretty sure no one would feel this good at this time. It's pretty amazing. You know, he always has to
he's
throw
always
that in.
like the best at everything.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
At least we can say that much, right?
Yeah, it is entertaining. Entertaining.
Man, we both don't know how to speak apparently.
Yeah. I got to fart. That's why.
Let her go into the mic.
No.
It's just embedding it into my couch.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Later,
well, it's where I sleep, so
I'm
it's
gonna
okay.
get pink eye later while I'm sitting around.
Oh,
relaxing.
didn't you have pink eye at one point?
No, I had I
Oh,
still
right,
do.
yeah, okay.
Eyelid bullshit gay.
Yeah. I had pink eye. I think I took time off work from it because I was so embarrassed.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I remember once someone I knew had a cold sore, and it was and we were in the service industry, and like it really coming to work with that and having to look at people all day, that's brutal.
Yeah.
And I remember she tried to like dress it up with like red lipstick, so like she thought it would blend
just
in.
with like a mountainous region on
Just
top of it.
Highlighted it even more, and it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
She's such a beautiful girl, but it's crazy when that happens. How everyone just treats you differently. Like,
but aren't some people born with cold sores? Like,
I think so. Yeah.
Some people are born with that shit, and it's like there's nothing you can do about it. But you just look like you sucked the wrong dick.
Yeah.
You know?
Every time you get older, everyone's like, it's like every disease is like that's part of the herpes family, and you like freak out. You know, like what's part of like everything's part of the herpes family.
Chickenpox.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's like, cold sores. I got one when I was probably like 17, 18, and I remember someone telling me like,
you shouldn't have sucked the stripper pole down at the old gay sex factory.
The gay sex factory. So that's why they were like, get ready for the rest of your life kind of vibe, and I've never gotten one since.
Oh,
so.
okay. Maybe it wasn't cold sore. Maybe it was just a little bit of jizz encrusted on your lip.
No, it was a sore of cold variety
Okay.
for sure. It was definitely not.
The other thing I said.
Yeah. Thank God I avoided that. It's like pretty amazing when you get to a point where you're like, wow, didn't, you know?
The amount of diseases I didn't get.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously, like kept your penis in a vice for something for like, you had a...
I fucked on every
chastity
solstice.
belt.
That's what I did.
You had a chastity belt until...
I fucked on the shortest and longest days of the year.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Were you, like, you weren't part of the popular crew in high school?
No, I was just like floating by.
Do you remember the popular crew in high school?
There wasn't really. We didn't really have that shit.
Right.
Actually, you know what? I did at the French school, and then when I moved to English schools, there wasn't like really a popular. It was just like cliques, but there weren't like a popular like. I don't know. There wasn't like a group that ruled the school. But then when I went to the States, even though it was like 300 students in the whole school, there was like a clique of like.
Okay, so let's put
kids.
popular more into perspective. Was there not a hot clique of girls?
Yeah, but they talked to everybody. Like they weren't like
right. So
yeah.
there weren't like a crew of guys who had the most in with that clique.
Not really, just because like it was such a small. I went to like schools with small communities. Like when I went to like sports study like program, like we did sports half the day.
Yeah.
And like so, it was only like 40 kids in the whole thing. So everyone talks to everybody. Like and there was like no fucking nerds, you know.
Yeah.
Like I guess like people like made fun of the swimmers a little bit or some shit. But, like,
swimmers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why? Because it was okay. Right, sports.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know.
Who's
I just picked a random. They're all broad-shouldered, you know. You got like a 14-year-old girl with like shoulders that go past like
right
everything, you know.
There was this one guy in our high school who was like the popular bully, and he was huge.
Right.
He'd whip his dick out all the time because it was massive and like it'd make you shut up kind of thing.
Yeah.
He did this thing where. He did so many ridiculous things. A lot of them ended up being very funny, but I couldn't highlight him as a funny person. You know what I mean? Because
most
most
he's just
of
obnoxious
and bully. Like he made people cry a lot.
Yeah,
you know.
Okay.
But some funny moments out of it, you know.
Right.
I will also say, this is the like most shocking for me, is growing up meeting him later in life, where you'd think he'd be the worst. He's actually grown up to a very adult, cool, normal person. Probably regrets a lot of his behavior, you know, because 100%. He's a very different person.
I mean,
back
like, who
then,
knows what was going on at home, you know? Like,
he did this one thing where he'd he'd pass out like what looked like crumpled up loose like notes, you know what I
Right.
mean, like folded loose leaf paper from his Hilroy, whatever.
Yeah.
And he'd pass. Is Hilroy a Canadian thing?
I think
by
it
the
is.
way?
There's a huge Canadian flag on the top of
That's-
every notebook.
Well, you
That's
never know if they just do it. That's like going. Is McDonald's a Canadian thing? They put a flag.
They put a
on
maple
everything.
leaf on it. Yeah.
But yeah,
okay,
so
whatever
Hilroy
notebook,
is
yeah.
whatever notebook you guys use over there.
5-star.
5-star.
Remember when they tried to make those commercials like 5-star is the cool notebook?
I hated. I remember I used to go to the.
They have Velcro.
We used to go to like whatever school supply store, and like all the nice folders had like cool sports teams
Yeah,
on them, and they
yeah.
were so expensive.
Yeah.
And I'd be looking at them, my father's be laughing in the corner and be like, "Yellow's on sale, they're all yellow." And I'd be like, "We're supposed to get different colors for different subjects." He's like, "Yellow."
Oh, sorry, what were we saying?
I don't know, but I was on a.
Your friend who's cool now.
Oh,
or
right.
whatever.
He used to do this thing where he passed out the notes from the Hilroy. That's what
Yeah.
we were getting. And so everyone in the class would get this little note, and every time someone would open it, you hear them go, "Oh," and there'd be one single pube in every single one. And every single person in the class would pretty much open it at the same time and just go and jump back. And he'd just laugh his face off. Now at the time.
And meanwhile, he's the guy tweezing his pubes mid-class.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, it's true. Imagine he did it before. Like he literally he has like a vial
Yeah.
ready to go, like an evidence vial.
Gross.
Yeah, but he used to do some. I remember like one time literally watching him go to this younger kid, like 3 years younger than us, in the lunchroom.
Yeah.
Being like, "Dude, come here," and you see the kid being like, "I'm being
Oh my
called
God,
over.
yeah, I'm being summoned."
This is my moment." And then he just like took, and then he went like to give a kid a high five, and just like smashed his face in a cake, like as
He
if-
had a cake
yeah.
ready?
And then he was like, "Stifler rules" or something like that. No, but it was something like that. We were in the maybe it was like his food, whatever it was. I remember it was just shoved his face in it, and I remember genuinely laughing my face off at the moment. But
Yeah.
then like years later, you look back on it, you're like, "Oh wow, what a awful moment."
Yeah, I didn't really have that like typical high school experience that you'd see in the movies where there was that clique of like, cool ass kids.
Right. We had the
Uh,
smokers. I was trying to be part of the smokers.
See, like that never would have happened. We were all athletes. All of us thought we were going to become NCAA stars
Yeah.
and all that bullshit.
We're
so.
all nervous pothead Jews, because the Jews smoke
Yeah.
a lot of weed because we're very anxious and we need pot.
It's something
in our
to
lives.
even you out.
Yeah. If you really look at every single person who's ever been hard against anti-weed or like throughout history, even through the Nixon days,
Yeah.
they've always been anti-Semites. They're always the case. There's a great clip of Richard Nixon in the White House going, "Why is it that everybody wants to legalize weed or the Jews? What's with the Jews and the weed?"
Really?
Yeah, it's a great
That
clip.
rules.
Yeah, very, very funny.
He's like, I hate Jews.
It is the season if you're Jewish to smoke weed right now. It is our
Why?
Thanksgiving essentially. It's when you eat in a tent and you remember the harvest and you
Isn't that last week? Didn't we talk about this already?
yeah, we
How long
talked
is-
about it in preparation for this week.
This is Yom Kippur.
No, that was last week. Yom Kippur is not again. Now is the harvest festival. Yom Kippur was the don't eat anything. And
Wait,
this is the
Jews
eat
have
everything.
Thanksgiving?
We have our version of Thanksgiving, but it's not
What do you eat
Thanksgiving. It's
instead of
like
a turkey?
beware, or else he'll take everything away.
Okay. No
It's-
turkey.
It's a much more. We don't like. We give thanks for letting us live, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're just
You have to build a hut outside your house. I did tell you. It has to have 3 walls, and you have to be able to see the sky. Those are the rules.
so a glory hole for God.
Yeah, you got to put schach on the ceiling. Say it, Jason. Schach.
No, there's a hole on the ceiling. What do you mean? There's a guy you got to put schach?
Schach. Yeah, it's the truth is you'd think that Israel or at least
We've gone in 17 different directions in the last 5 minutes.
you'd think that Israel or at least one of the Arab countries would be number 1 in COVID just because of the way they talk.
Yeah.
They would spray it right
Yeah,
away.
it's nothing but droplets.
It's just everywhere.
There's droplets everywhere, baby.
Yeah.
The droplet language.
Yeah. So
That is something for like the Proud Boys to hate you for.
sure.
Yeah. Which Proud Boys, by the way, what a name they chose for themselves.
I've never met. I don't think I've ever met a Proud Boy.
No, it's not as big. I think actually no. Montreal has like a little hub of anti.
For me, everything I know about the Proud Boys are said from the other side. Like
Right.
when Trump said "stand by,"
Yeah.
he's like "stand by, stand off, stand
Yeah,
by."
yeah.
When he said that, and then like then you'd hear me say, "Hey, did you hear when he said that the Proud Boys took that as a call to arms?"
Yeah.
But the truth is, I didn't see that
No, I saw it on Twitter and shit.
you
that-
saw
yeah.
someone else say that that's
Yeah.
what they were doing,
Yeah.
you know? And that's the weirdest thing I think about this whole election thing with internet is that it's like all with Facebook, it's like all you see is one side. It's so
Of
hilarious.
course, it's an echo chamber, but like I still take this side, and I'll
No, but
on
it's
the
not
team.
about it as being an echo chamber. It's about when you meet someone who gets the other side, you think they're crazy because you don't even see what they see every day. You know what I mean? You see
Yeah.
completely different news all day long.
Which is why I signed up to that conservative Twitter parlor just to
get
see
like
what
a
they
different.
say.
Yeah,
Point
because-
is, Proud Boys sounds like an elusive dance crew at a Peter Pan themed gay club.
don't like that joke.
Okay.
I'm joking. Proud Boys does sound like this generation.
Like if you-
what's it called? The YMCA guys. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
This generation.
What are they called again?
Shit, I know it. Oh my god.
Shit, why can't I remember?
Jason, you have all their albums. Come on, remember it.
The Village People.
The Village. See, obviously you'd come up with it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm smart as shit.
That's not why. It's because you just
I'm
so
good at
pissed off that
trivia.
you can't wear your Indian outfit anymore because it's culturally
Native.
inappropriate.
I wear a headdress on my dickhead.
Young man, this place was made for Jason. I said, young man.
It's not funny.
I hate the YMCA as a dance. I was one time in an actual club-ish downtown, like in old Montreal, and they just started playing the YMCA. I'm like, you can't.
That's
You
not
can't.
your song.
I don't like anybody who does the YMCA with a small M, by the way. If you're going to do it, you do it loud, proud,
yeah.
over your head. If you're going to do small little, like an
I
M
haven't
like
done
this,
the YMCA since I was 7 years old, I think. I think that's something they do at summer camp where your summer camp counselor is called, like... I just remembered one that's called Bouche Trou, which is like hole plugger.
I don't know, what's with these nicknames that you guys
You
had?
didn't have that?
No. We had actual names that we just called
No,
each other
they,
by that.
I don't know why they had to have aliases. We couldn't know their real names.
That's so weird.
And it was not just one camp. I know like of a bunch of like people who had the same experience.
That is so weird. I again, message in if you have any. The Jews don't live like that.
The camera's dead.
Fuck.
Okay, so what were we talking about? The Village People doesn't matter. You had a thing you wanna bring up?
Okay, yeah. So we're almost out of time. So I would like to just get your opinion on something. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had this friend back in high school.
Okay.
We weren't really close, but we were friends for a little bit. He was a bit of a weirdo. He used to steal things from people's lockers. Not like crazy, but like he used to, like when he was bored, he'd like go in and steal $5 from someone's like locker.
Yeah, that's still weird.
Yeah, weird. I think one time I was like helping him and I got caught and we got caught together.
Right.
And I got in trouble, which fair enough, because I was just helping him out, trying to
Yeah, you're an accessory to the crime.
just go with the flow, because I didn't know how to be like, this is bad. I'd be like, okay, whatever. Anyways, years later, we didn't really talk. One time my father was coming out of his place of work, and
Right.
this guy who I went to high school with, I hadn't seen in 100 years, saw my father coming out of his place of work,
Yeah.
went up to him because he knew him, and started talking to him, and then said, listen, I need to talk to you for a little bit. Do you see that car behind me? And there was an Escalade
Okay.
behind him. He's like, those people are trying to hurt me, and I just need you to talk with me for a little bit, just until they leave. And he said, do you want to come into the car? And he said, yes, please. And my father said, okay. Took him into the car because remembered him from my high school days, you know what I
Right.
mean? And drove him a little bit and then dropped him off somewhere. And that
Right.
was the end of it. Okay.
Okay.
Hadn't seen this guy in years, and then I bump into him randomly. He still lives in our hometown, like where we grew up. I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
see my grandmother in that area because
Okay.
no one my age still is around.
No,
there.
the median age of that area, that part of town, is like 100 and Holocaust years old.
100 Holocaust years old or Filipino years old. Okay,
Oh, yeah?
It's those
Okay.
only two. And so, but he's still there. And I bumped into him and whatever. We had small talk. I was with my girlfriend. We spoke for 2 minutes.
Right.
That's it. Now, randomly, I get a message from my little sister, who's 5 years my junior, and she tells me that she's like, "Who is this guy?" and gives me her name, this guy's name.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's this guy.
Yeah.
And she's like, he's messaging me on Facebook, like, "Hey, what's up? We have friends in common. Oh, you're Oren's."
If you're not watching on video, I'm furrowing my brows right now. With
and he's basically chatting her up hard. Okay. My sister messages me and is like, "Who is
Who's
this
this
person?
fucking
Why?"
creep?
And
Yeah.
I instantly was like, "Don't like it. You live your life. This is my
Stay
opinion.
out of my fucking life.
I don't like it. I'm not like I'm gonna message him and say anything. I don't care."
Yeah.
Now a month passes, And my girlfriend tells me she gets a message on Facebook from the same dude saying, hey, I think we met at Farmer Pre once through a mutual friend, and says a bunch of shit.
Who meets at a drugstore? What are you talking about?
And then which he did meet her through me. We were there together. Like, that's when we bumped in. I was there.
At a fucking pharmacy.
And he's talking her up, and then she doesn't respond, and then he adds her on Instagram, and somehow this one dude is after every single fucking female, like my sister, my girlfriend, and I don't know if I should message him and be like, dude, what
This
the
is happening
fuck?
right now?
This is happening right now. I don't know, because first of all, he's not being super creepy. It's not like he's sending dick pics or hitting on them hard.
No.
But he's fucking talking up way too many people in my zone.
Yeah, I get
like, what the fuck? Are you going to mutual?
My realms are being there's like a I like my realms separate. You know what I mean? Comedy, friends, like, I don't know.
Too much of a coincidence. You know what I mean? Like, my girlfriend and my little sister in a month, you're gonna hit them both up. It's so strange. And then I went to his Facebook just to see what's going on, and his profile is just like super into music, live live shows are my life, something like that.
He loves Bruce Springsteen cover bands and
dude,
shit.
Fuck this dude. And you know what? I don't again, it's been a million years, but I'm just dying. And so one of them was like, can you message this guy and tell him to stop?
What's going on with the dad driving him around thing? What is that?
That was just literally he was probably dealing or something like that.
Okay.
And he was probably in shit with somebody.
Okay.
He saw my father and was like, they're not going to attack me if I'm with another person.
Right.
So my father was like, well, do you need help? I'll help you. You know? And so the guy's like, no, just hang out with me for a little bit until these guys disappear.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and that's a random story, but it's the only reason I bring it up is because it's my last story.
Yeah. It's still him infiltrating himself in your life somehow.
Exactly. So strange.
Who is this guy?
His name is.
Don't say it. I don't know. Maybe everyone block him and that's it. Do you need to start a confrontation?
No, and also
I don't want to start. That's the thing is I have a thing where if you have a bit of crazy in you, I don't want you in my life at all.
No, me neither. And also, it's it's one of those funny situations where I know, because I am a male, that there's no reason to message women you've never met before and hardly know, and just have some sort of a connection, some reason to talk to them.
That sounds like someone on cocaine or something, you know?
Yeah, like late night, just going through whatever and just seeing things.
Like, oh, I know this person. I'm gonna, they need to talk to me.
I don't know. So you're I agree with. Just leave it. But if he hits on my mother next week, I swear to fucking God, if my bubby gets a call from this guy and he's like, hey.
He's trying to get into the inheritance, dude.
Yeah, something like that.
No, I had I went to school an hour and a half outside of town for a year and a bit. Yeah. And I had a roommate and who was a good friend of mine, and we lived in this little apartment complex with people who are paying $400 a month, living in a 1-bedroom or a studio, who have a hard time keeping a job and they had this one guy who was clearly a little bit off, Yeah. And I never talked to him besides saying hi or whatever, but my friend ended up doing a couple favors for him, picking up stuff at the store for him and stuff like that.
Sucking his dick a little bit.
Yeah. And then at one point after I had moved out and back home, my buddy's like, man, that guy was knocking at my door at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, just in the pouring rain, just yelling his name, be like, I need help. I need something. I don't want that type of person.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
I don't know how to react to that shit also. Not only is it just not healthy to have that, I'm also not the right person.
Exactly. I can't offer you anything.
Nothing.
All I have
I have
nothing for you.
Here's what I'm going to do to someone, okay? It's one of two things. I'm going to avoid you or I'm going to be an enabler. Because I just need you to shut up and leave me alone. Yeah. So it's either I'm going to avoid you or give you what you're asking.
I'm not equipped to help you out whatsoever, and I'm not going to drive you to the hospital because I don't want to be your emergency contact.
Yeah. Look, if you want to be my best friend, you don't have to hit up my sister. You don't have to hit up my girlfriend. If you want to get into this bloodline, just speak to me. You know what I mean? You never know. Yeah. I think we're there. I think we're good, right?
Yeah, we've done more than enough time.
If you're still listening, just remember to share with any one of your friends. Go subscribe on YouTube. We only have 60 subscribers on YouTube right now.
61, baby.
We could do better.
If we get to 69, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
We talked about it last week.
We're going to 6'9" live. I'm not going to shave anything, and Jason likes it like that. So.
And obviously, Oren's girlfriend walks in at the second we start talking about that and just gives us a disapproving shake of the head.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.